Hey, everybody. I'm sitting down with John and Tasha, a funded trader couple, married couple, trading together. I got to say, it's one of the coolest things. You guys have such an awesome story. I've had a blast sitting here chatting with you so far. I'm looking forward to kind of sharing your story a little bit. So, first off, can you guys give us a little background, where you're from and how long you've been trading?
We're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I have only been trading about almost a year now. John's been teaching me. And I'd say November, it'll be a year that I'm learning between books and learning from John. And
I've been trading for about 3 years.
What are the products that you guys are focused on right now?
I started off with ES, and I kind of got spoiled back during the March drop. And I was like, this thing is really whipping around and there's some really great opportunity here. And then as it kind of volatility, eased off a little bit, I decided, hey, I'm going to take a look at the beast they call the NASDAQ. And, I've been hooked on the NASDAQ ever since. Tasha, she prefers the ES,
yeah,
but I primarily focus on NASDAQ right now.
I like more money. He likes more movement.
Tasha, I'm with you. I like the ES. I feel like I can be a little bit more methodical. I don't see the NQ as well. It's too fast for me. I like slowing things down. I'm a bonds guy. That's where I started. That. Give me the slow stuff. Slow it down for me. So we were talking before, Tasha, you just said you're reading some books. You guys have done a ton of studying. What are some of the things that you've looked at to develop the strategy you have now, and how has that helped you with your trading?
We use the VWAP, the 21 EMA, the stochastic oscillator. We're big on that. The divergence will tell us when we're topping and bottoming, in conjunction with the timing cycles, or trading cycles, timing bands.
Mm-hmm.
So
to touch like a little bit on studying, we have done some studying together after I've taught her what I already have as a strategy. And we've been working together on trying to just kind of reel it in a little bit, make it a little more precise, kind of weed out some of the mess ups or, bad trades or whatever, tighten down. But as far as the books go, Technical Analysis of the Futures Markets by John J. Murphy was probably the foundation of my technical skill. How to Make Money in Stocks by William J. O'Neill is one that I focused on a lot. He has a CAN SLIM system. We've taken that and we apply that to the index futures daily chart to help us know, when we're bottoming or topping. Also, there's another book by George Donino, I think, How to Make Money in a Bull or Bear Market. And right now, we're reading this book. It's a complete guide to the futures markets. And it's
Jack D. Schwager.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. We've got Markets in Profile, Mind Over Markets.
We bought a new bookshelf for all of our stock books. We have our regular smart people books, and then we have all of our stock and money books. So
I love it.
We're diversifying.
But the technical fundamentals, we don't really pay attention to fundamentals, and maybe we can learn something about that and use it to help us. But we are just strictly technical analysis, candlestick charts, trend lines, support and resistance, and then the indicators, like Tasha said, the 21 EMA, the VWAP, the oscillator, and the VWAP we use as support and resistance, sometimes potential areas that it can find support or resistance, as well as the 21 EMA. But it's not like a trading signal. It's just an alert, hey, we're somewhere that we could potentially see some action here, a turnaround, a reversal, or whatever. So
we also use Mr. Hoagland's, the lines he told us about, because we do find a lot of validity.
Volume profile.
We do.
Yeah.
Volume profile with the value area.
Yesterday's close and all of that, the red lines and blue lines that we put on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of validity in that, and we bounce in and out yesterday's close and what are they? The ranges.
Oh, we every morning whenever we set up our charts, we put the prior day settlement price on there, we put the overnight high, overnight low, and then if there's any major support or resistance from the prior day, we put that on there. If there's on the daily chart, any major support or resistance, that goes on there. Volume profile, we've been working with that a little bit, trying to identify high volume spike areas and also volume voids so that we can put those levels on there. Just again, as potential areas that we could be seeing some, reversal action.
It's about framing it out. If you can frame out what you're looking at, I've shown my stuff all over the place. Every market I'm trading, I sit down and I give myself, I have a range of where I think the week is going, where my day is going. I have certain levels that I'm looking for. If the market approaches those levels, I'm watching how that market reacts around it. It's just a matter of finding ways to just catch your attention. It's like, I need a reminder that if it gets near this level, okay, I want to look. I just want to keep an eye on that.
And thanks to you, actually, we've been digging into measured moves. We also use Fibonacci levels for retracements and extensions. And there's not a lot of information out there on measured moves or how to identify them or how to know if this leg, this first A leg here is going to be a measured move, And so we've been back testing through the charts, trying to find times when they did that, or if a certain retracement is going to give you, this outcome next or whatever.
You guys have been at this for a few years. What have been some of the biggest lessons and biggest influences in your trading so far? What have been some of those things that help you get to where you're at today?
We've helped each other mold into better traders through the attributes that we each have that are positive.
It's a balance, it's definitely a balance.
It's a team effort. It's like sitting on my side, listening to this, you each have these strengths that you've been able to put into this together to make it work together. And I look back on it, just successful prop firms were the ones that their traders work together. And that's where you start to find success, is you can have one person catches the other person. One person says, hey, I just found something I got a little edge right now. It's working really great. Let's double down on it. Or, hey, you're really screwing up over there. Have a little patience, slow it down, sit on your hands for a couple of minutes, go for a walk. Like, to have that stuff, that accountability, that teamwork there, it's amazing. And I can tell sitting here, you guys have that. So I got a couple last questions for you. First off, you guys have been going through the trading combine. You've been working on this a while. There's a lot of traders in there. It can be difficult. Those traders that are struggling to get through this, what is some advice you would have for them?
First of all, you have to figure out what kind of trader you are. You need to figure out through the process of failure what your preferred time frames are, what your preferred indicators are, what your preferred setups are for entry, stop loss, width, and all that. Because if you jump around too much from different systems and time frames, you can't focus on the one thing that's gonna really help you to do it over and over and over and develop that consistency. And what I found for myself as well is that most of my problems have been as a result of me, not my system. My system works great. Nothing is good 100% of the time, but you can come up with, a 70 or 80% high probability setup. And so you may need to work on yourself. You may need to look in the mirror and say, what am I doing wrong? Where do I need to work on myself? And if you can find those areas of weakness within yourself, whether it's patience or, self-control or whatever it may be, work on that. And then you can allow your system to work for you.
Absolutely.
Also, just reach out. Like, don't give up. Don't quit. There's a Facebook Topstep page. that community is great. That isn't a group where people are bashing on each other or, being vicious. It really is helpful. I don't write a lot on there. John does, but I read it all the time. People struggle and, they're ready to give up. The sweetest thing, like John was actually ready to give up at one point and he posted, and Mr. Hoagland called him, and that conversation, changed a lot in John's head and in how he was acting and thinking. And, so I have a whole bunch of respect for that. But reach out, ask questions in the group. People will help you out. Just don't quit. Don't quit.
Absolutely. Well, I always put it this way. Someone asked me, I don't know, like about failure, and I looked at it and I said, well, first off, I'm a Marine. We just don't fail. We just
Right.
we just fall on our face a little bit. And that's what trading is. I mean, it's only failure if we accept that defeat, right? If
Exactly.
we give in and say, all right, I'm done, then it's a failure. But if we keep powering forward, we keep kind of overcoming those hurdles, success is going to be there. It's just a matter of time.
A lesson learned, learning experience, and identify what you've done wrong so that the next time that situation appears, you can do something different.
Without a doubt. All right, my last question for you guys. How's your experience with Topstep been so far?
Awesome. Like at one point, I was probably around $5,000 into you guys, and I'm like, man, these guys are just getting me for all this money. But then I'm like, you know what? That's not their fault. That's my fault, because I'm the one that keeps making mistakes here. I'm the one that can't pass the combine, And so, but your combine has molded me into a patient person, a precise person, one that doesn't take a large amount of risk because I know I can't afford to lose it. And you guys have been the best experience I could have ever even imagined, man. Like every single question I've ever asked your support team has always, Matt, Tim, all you guys, man. You guys have always answered my questions in full, provided me a great explanation on things that I may not have understood. You guys care, like you, talking to you prior to this, I can tell. I mean, you're a fun person to talk to. You're a caring person. You really feel that way, I can tell. Mr. Hoagland, he cares as well, and your desire to try and help other traders find success, it's definitely noticed. And it's, you guys are great, man.
Even little things, sorry to interrupt, even little things like that Facebook page, every success, even though he didn't comment on mine, and I'm a little offended. Michael Patak literally comments on every person that gets funded. He'll say, nice job, great going. You know what I mean? Like he owns this company, but he makes and takes the time to let everyone know they're doing a good job. You know what I mean? You don't see that very often. You know what I mean? It's not about the money for you guys. I see that. It's, you guys actually do care. We've, customer service is great. You and Mr. Hoagland, I mean, even just like the respect levels in general, you guys are down to earth. You interact with everybody. You try to help. I don't know. I give you 20 out of 10 stars.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I can't thank you guys enough for that. That's really kind of you to say. I'll make sure Patak sends you a message. I'll send him a text after this one. Any last words of wisdom for those listening?
You guys that are on your journeys out there, man, just stay true to yourself. Don't give up. And if you don't have a system that works, just don't put money on the line until you do. Stick with it, man. Don't give up. You can do this if you learn the right things and put the time into studying and watching it and all that. You can do this. So just stick with it.
I agree. Just don't give up. Don't give up. If you're not comfortable now, or if you're making mistakes now, go down to 1 micro. It's still money. Like, just get yourself comfortable, get where you need to be. Just don't give up.
Awesome. You guys, I can't thank you enough for sitting down with me. I look forward to seeing your guys' success.